What is going on, everybody? Happy Wednesday, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome into another episode. Today, we're going to do a short, abbreviated version to talk about, obviously, Cardinals-related content here today. Of course, I got my guy Mythic here. What's up, man? How you doing?
Doing pretty good, dude. Just watched DeAndre Ayton get traded today, so.
Man, we got some, obviously, things to talk about. So, just FYI, ladies and gentlemen, yes, this is rival week for the Arizona Cardinals. We are going to be speaking more 49ers, Cardinals on Mythic's channel tomorrow. Do you want to go ahead and give them a little bit of plug on what time we're going to go live?
What was the time we agreed upon? Was it 8 at night, like 8?
Yeah, I believe it was 8, right?
So like 8 Arizona time, me and AZ Sportsman will be live on my channel. We'll be discussing everything we got from 49ers, Josh Dobbs, Kyler Murray, what we expect out of this week. Do we have a legit shot? And then if you're a Suns fan, we'll probably dive in a little tiny bit on the DA trade, just a little bit, but it's going to be mainly Cardinals. So if you're an NFL fan, Cardinals fan, check it out. My channel at Mythic AZ will be live. We'll be talking the goods.
All right, let's do it. Like I said, ladies and gentlemen, just so you guys aren't surprised, this is going to be a shorter, abbreviated version of this podcast here today. But I want to go ahead and talk about, obviously, one of the elephants in the room. If you guys don't know, obviously, we're on my channel, so most people here in the chat knows that I ended up dropping a video today pertaining to, obviously, getting some updates from Kyler Murray, because we are 1 week away from, or I guess less than a week away from the eligibility of Kyler Murray being removed off the PUP list. And honestly, we gotten so much traction on that video, and there was so much people kind of going back and forth about the Dobbs and the Kyler Murray. And I kind of wanted to open it up for people to kind of talk about in the chat, as well as get your take here on this Mythic. So let me just show you this here real quick, which honestly, I was astonished as an Arizona Cardinal fan, but I ended up asking the community here on the AZ Sports fan, who is going to be QB1 when Kyler Murray comes back? Now, obviously, leaps and bounds, Kyler Murray is 82%, but we still have 18% of subscribers here. Now, keep in mind, this is out of 2,100 votes. 2,100 votes that we have on this, and we have 18% saying that they want Joshua Dobbs to still be QB1 when Kyler Murray comes back. Man, what is your take on this?
Recency bias is a heck of a drug, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because if Josh Dobbs loses that game, that percentage is looking 98-2 in Kyler's favor. But he pulled off an upset. I get it, kind of, because at the same time, Kyler Murray is obviously clear-cut favorite QB1 when he comes back, and it's not really close. Because we kind of see an offense that is very, like, vanilla. It's kind of like when they're running preseason plays. You don't want to give away your offense. You don't want to run all these plays that you're going to be showing off. And it's kind of just like, they're not running, like, super vanilla, but they're kind of just, like, catering to Josh Dobbs.
Right.
You know, where it's like, okay, we're going to put you in a position where you're not going to turn the ball over. You got to just make the play. You go out there. You do what you're supposed to. Just make a read. Just march down the field. It's not like, okay, we're going to take some shots down the field and you're going to basically like command the offense. It's a lot of James Conner and you just make the right read. You make the play that's supposed to be made. When Kyler comes back, you don't have to do that. We can take explosive plays. We can make the big plays. People kind of forget who Kyler Murray is, and he'll remind y'all when he comes back. But Josh Dobbs is – I love him as a backup. Don't get me wrong. I think he is a great backup, but – man, if he loses this, you should put out another poll and we'll see what the percentages are looking like.
Yeah, and I think it is recency bias. Obviously, I think when it comes down to it, because if we were 0-3, I think a lot of people might be having a different tune. Now, obviously, kudos to what Josh Dobbs has done so far, right? I think a lot of us as Cardinal fans are grateful that we even have a win in the win column.
Absolutely.
Nobody counted us having even a win, in this year. So definitely really, really good job from Josh Dobbs here for the Arizona Cardinals as far as like what he's done for us is huge, right? Because he just came in with like a week before the season started, about 2 weeks before
Yeah,
the
like 2
season
weeks.
started. And yeah, it's definitely really cool that he's kind of come in. He's gotten a lot better week in and week out, and the win is huge for the Arizona Cardinals. So I want to go ahead and play a clip here on what Jonathan Gannon has said with the whole media asking him, is your plans to remove Kyler Murray off the PUP list this coming Monday? And I think it's kind of funny in what he said, but let me go and play the clip for you here, and then we'll dissect this a little bit and what your thoughts are with Kyler Murray and all that stuff. So let's dive right into what JG had to say.
Why not activate Kyler off the pup on Monday when he's available?
Why would I tell you that, Bob? Come on, Bob. Come on, Bob. I was kind of joking, but I'm not going to tell you. No, we will activate him when he's ready to go practice. That's what we'll do.
Okay, real quick, I love Jonathan Gannon, bro. His sense of humor is hilarious to me. I don't know what it is.
I actually laughed. Like, I'm not even joking. Like, I sat here and it was like muted. I'm like, did they hear me? Like, I actually laughed a little bit because I didn't see that clip.
Yeah,
that is actually hilarious.
Isn't it?
No, Bob, why would I tell you, Bob? It's like the dry sense of humor, and it's hilarious, dude.
The name Bob, just hilarious. And then it's kind of true because he's been playing things so close to the vest. Even when we had Clayton Tune or Joshua Dobbs, right? The quarterback controversy of the century, right? And I'm obviously doing this, but why would he, right? It's
right?
true.
He's 2 weeks out from even naming a starter.
Yeah.
Or he doesn't need to do it. And he doesn't want to give the Bengals a competitive advantage too going into Monday when they don't need it. Like, cool, just play it as it goes. They activate Kyler. Is he going to play? Who knows? They might even sit him if he's fully healthy and they activate him. No one knows. It's all internal. Jonathan Gannon, I love how he's keeping it close to the vest, like you said. Hilarious, dude. I didn't see that clip. That is hilarious.
I thought it was freaking hilarious myself as well. I got 2 contributions coming our way, and then let's dive into this a little deeper in terms of what you think is going to happen here. Let's get to Miles. Appreciate you in the contribution. He says this year is about evaluation. Can't evaluate K1 if Dobbs takes the reins. I love that. New offense suits put K1 in the position to succeed. Can't wait to watch it. Thoughts? What are your thoughts on this?
I don't think Dobbs will ever take the reins in terms of starting quarterback. Backup quarterback would be nice if he stays long term, which again, I've said it multiple times. I don't know if he'll stay here or if he's going to float around and be like a Marcus Mariota, Gardner Minshew, Nick Foles, someone who wants to like get starting minutes, you know, like as a backup to a team where it's like, okay, they're probably going to need me in a place where I can like fill in, or he just bridge quarterback. Like, who knows what he's going to do later down in his career. Honestly, like, we have no clue. I would love to have him as a backup. He's hilarious.
Yeah.
The man is posting TikToks and stuff after the game of Micah Parsons and him, pew, pew, just dodging darts and stuff. It's hilarious. And Josh Dobbs on the field has been pretty good. And in his couple games that he's played, he's been progressively getting better. And that's all you can ask out of a guy who's been here less than a month. We honestly were very harsh on him from the start because we have a rookie, and Josh Dobbs, we're 0-2 with them. And it's unfair at the same time, but it's tough. But when Kyler does come back, like, it's going to get to a point where, let's be real, he's QB1. Yeah. And it's still evaluation at the end of the day, but he's QB1.
100%. Yeah, just what our guy Miles is saying here. You can't evaluate K1 if Dobbs takes the reins, right? Because it's the truth. What we need to do, Kyler Murray is the one under contract. And not just that, right? We need to make sure that Kyler Murray is going to succeed with Drew Petzing and how they're going to work together when adversity hits. Are we going to see Kyler Murray yelling at Drew Petzing? Like, we're going to need to see all that type of stuff. So there's a lot of evaluating needs to be done, and it only kind of works to our favor as Cardinal fans because Kyler Murray is our QB1, and he's the guy that can make those explosive throws. Like, we've seen Joshua Dobbs, and bless his heart, but there's been so many explosive plays that have not hit the nail, especially with Zach Ertz. Right, there was that one deep shot, I believe it was in the Giants game, and there was one up the middle, I think in this last game. Like, that connection just isn't there right now. And with Kyler, I truly believe that we are going to get those explosive plays coming back along with what we're seeing Dobbs do. So let's not take it as Dobbs won us a game against the Cowboys, right? He's going to be able to take us to the promised land. No, it's not like that. We got to figure out what Kyler Murray is going to be about. So let me get to Deus, and then we got Mark, and then we're going to dive into what JG has said. The guy says, no Suns, no DBs, no Coyotes. I'm barely coping with the Cardinals. Oh, and Dobbs is GOAT, Mythic, AZ. You blasphemer, you. The defense believes in Dobbs. Well, I mean, here's the thing, right? I think right now with what we have, it's Dobbs, right? The talk of Clayton Tune to Dobbs, I've already said it in the last stream. We're not going to talk about that anymore. It's Dobbs all the way.
So dead now.
Yeah.
It's so dead.
100%. It's so dead. It's all Dobbs now. We're not going to have this conversation until Kyler Murray, gets off the PUP list and is ready to go. Now, obviously, the person who's going to give us that go is going to be the training staff as well as Jonathan Gannon, because although Kyler might want to come back, it's all up to them, right? That's the elephant in the room. So Dobbs has had time to get to know the playbook. He's doing better, but we need K1. Yeah,
absolutely.
I agree. Let's talk about what you think is going to happen. What do you think is going to happen come Monday? Because Kyler Murray is eligible to get off the PUP list. Do you think we see him come off it and play automatically? Or do you think he comes off it and sits? Or do you think he doesn't come off it? What are your thoughts?
I am so torn on this, like genuinely, because it's all about his rehab and where he's at, and we don't know. We have no clue, but he's posting TikToks and Instagram clips of him, and he's saying soon. So it's either he gets activated this week, which I think is very possible. I am definitely keeping my eye out for that. But man, it's a tough call. If I had to guess, I would say I'm going to stick with what I said. He's going to get activated, and if he doesn't play, that's fine. I think they're going to activate him, though, and then just let him ride out, because Clayton Tune's not even playing as it is. And if Kyler probably sit here back up for a game or two, get practice reps, and kind of just feel it out, And if he doesn't play the Bengals, I think he plays next week.
What is after the Bengals? Let me look at their schedule here real quick. I should be memorizing this, but so after the Bengals is...
I'm going to hate myself for not knowing this. Bengals something Seahawks.
It's the Rams. So Rams and Seahawks. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I should have known that.
No, it's all good. I didn't either, so you're all good. So we got the 49ers, Bengals, Rams, and Seahawks.
That's all winnable. Wow. Because the Bengals going into the season, it looked like the game that's going to be scary. Then the Rams look like they're going to flop, but the Rams are like consistently like okay. Like they just haven't shown anything. Then the Seahawks are kind of over expectations, in my opinion, for what I thought they would do. I didn't think they'd drop 37 points on Detroit.
The Rams have lost
division favorite
the last two. So they won their first game and they lost the last two. And then obviously us, beating the Dallas Cowboys, definitely a good showing here for the Arizona Cardinals. I think I tend to agree with what you're saying in terms of the Kyler Murray thing. I think if Kyler Murray does get removed off the PUP list, I think it's going to happen. Now, we don't have any sources. We're just giving our best estimated guesses out there, right? But we're only hoping that this happens. I think he will be removed off the PUP list, but he won't play automatically. Yeah, which hurts.
I could see that, because he might just sit here and back up Josh Dobbs for 1 or 2 weeks while healthy. You got to get him in practice. You got to get the playbook down. You got to make sure you're putting the best thing out on the field. If Josh Dobbs wins this game, things are going to get spicy, aren't they?
Oh, man.
Kyler Murray comes back when healthy, and then he drops a game. The world is going to be on fire.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. And this is one thing that I knew this year was going to happen like this, because obviously with the expectations of being a franchise quarterback and Kyler Murray not winning a playoff game, and the one time he did go to the playoffs, we ended up just looking dog water. That's not all on him. It's the team in general, but there is going to be a group of fans that are expectations are through the roof, and they're going to want to start seeing some, what's the word? Results. They're going to start to want to see some results here from Kyler Murray and the Arizona Cardinals. So I think he's going to miss one game. I hope he misses one game, because I want to see him sooner rather than later. But like you said, if Joshua Dobbs does win on Sunday, wow, I'm going to be making this poll question again, because I know that's going to change. Because imagine Joshua Dobbs taking the Arizona Cardinals to 2-2 record. Wow, and those twos are very convincing.
And the twos are like two of the 5 best teams in the league. Wow, dude. It gets crazy after that. If he wins this game, we're going to have the talks kind of get serious. Like, obviously, I still want Kyler back, but like, talks are gonna get crazy because if Kyler is to drop a game after Josh Dobbs wins this, and say he's back with the Bengals, right, and we lose, and he just looks not good, it's gonna be the Josh Dobbs. We need him back. Josh Dobbs won 2 games, and
Kyler getting paid this much and he can't win. Oh yeah, you're right. It's gonna be blood in the water. I think that's the best way to describe it. And it's very unfortunate, but I get it, right? It's one of those what have you done for me now or what have you done for me recently type of leagues. And
yeah,
Kyler Murray has gone through, this injury. He's rehabbing the best he can. It's one of those things where I'm glad he's giving us updates, but I hate the fact that there is like kind of that disconnect between what's the reality and what Kyler Murray is kind of providing to us on social media. Because even on that flight plan, although he didn't say I'm coming back in week 1, right? He didn't say I'm coming back, but he said the expectations is week 1. You know how excited people got about that? Just with the idea of, the plan is to come back in week 1. Like I didn't expect them to be on the PUP list. Like that's 4 games. It's very unfortunate, but we are here.
It's crazy, dude, because I'd miss Kyler, but at the same time, if Josh Dobbs wins this, I can't even imagine what social media is going to look like.
Sharks and blood. That's
you can't win. You can't win. There's no right answer.
Yeah. I mean, well, let's take it to the comments here, man. We got some people here in the chat. We said, I have somebody here saying Dobbs proved me wrong. He is him. Love seeing that fight. Like, that's the type of stuff we're seeing. Like, he is him, right? Like, that's kind of where we're at right now. Like, I don't know. Although I am grateful for what Joshua Dobbs has done for the Arizona Cardinals. If you're going to put 2 guys together and say, pick one, I'm going to choose Kyler over Dobbs. Let's see what my guy Dea says. Remember, Monty and JG said no position is safe. That's true.
Isn't that crazy?
That's true.
Kyler gets moved in the offseason, that really just backs down everything we saw. With the no position to say Simmons gone, if Kyler's gone, that is a statement and a half.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. No, you're right. I mean, the people in the chat, they got reasons to believe that if Joshua Dobbs does win this game, man, and we're going to break this game down. FYI, for the new people that kind of joined in here, we're going to be going live on Mythic's YouTube channel tomorrow at 8 p.m. We're going to talk a little bit Suns. We're going to dive a little bit, and then we're going to talk mostly about Cardinals and 49ers. So, man, let's see here. We got my guy Jordan P says Dobbs succeeding may be the best for Kyler because now Kyler knows if he doesn't work his ASS off, we can get another good quarterback.
I don't know if it's good for him. It kind of just puts pressure on someone coming off an ACL tear.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's what you would or really want. Like if you're a quarterback coming off an ACL tear, like at the end of the day, he has his money, but I don't think Kyler's that kind of guy where he just wants to sit back. He wants to play football. You got to remember, he gave up baseball money to come play football. So he's not coming into here and just like, oh yeah, it is what it is. And now this is the first time I've seen Kyler. He's not even playing. This is the first time I've seen Kyler so happy to play football, to like even be on a sideline. I've never seen this many smiles like that. The last time I think it was like preseason with like AJ Green and DeAndre Hopkins on the sideline, and that's about it. He looks so happy. Like I feel like Kyler Murray is so invested into this new regime, and the new regime is invested in him, and they just need to see him back on the field, and then obviously things will continue to get better. But I feel like he's so invested into getting better and like learning under this new team because he sees the results. Like we're winning games, we're staying close.
Yeah. No, I mean that's the truth. We are staying close. That's the thing too. Like that's what culturally I'm talking about here, right? Was what a lot of people are not quite understanding. Where there's some people here, and not in the chat, but just the fans in general, right? That so badly want this year to go so bad. They want us to be terrible. They want us to be dog water because they want that first overall pick. They want that second overall pick. But if you think about it, if Monty Austinfort is really the guy that we already love, right, with the picks that we ended up having, because last podcast, me and you talked about it, we named about 3 or 4 dogs, right? And it's been such a long time that we've seen a draft come out from Steve Keim and had so many people work out or at least be starters for the Arizona Cardinals, right? We don't know if they're going to work out, but starters and being productive is what I'm saying. So I do believe that Kyler Murray also sees this culture and wants to be heavily involved in it. I mean, heck, you're right. Cliff Kingsbury, the culture wasn't there. It wasn't. It was no
Not at all.
accountability. And Gannon has accountability. That's all I got to
And
say.
you know it's bad when coming into it, you have DJ Humphries and all these vets like, oh yeah, you can't even be 5 minutes late to a meeting anymore. Like,
Yeah.
huh? This is the NFL, like the top of the top, and you're just there's probably slack of just like being able to show up late to meetings.
Right.
That's unacceptable.
What are your thoughts on this? We got my guy Dave's here coming up here, and basically, obviously, the idea of being able to see the field and over offensive linemen's. Do you think that Kyler Murray with this new system is going to benefit him from being able to see over the line, or it's not going to matter? Or what are your thoughts on?
I'm not sure. That is definitely something that if you're a small quarterback, you're going to face your entire career. Outside of Russell Wilson, I really have never heard anyone complain about Russell Wilson being too small, even though he's almost the same height as Kyler.
Right.
But people, Bryce Young coming into the league, if you're watching any Panthers games or you're hearing anyone on Panthers Twitter, it's Andy Dalton looks so good. Andy Dalton put up 27 points. Like, he's a vet. He's supposed to do that. This is a rookie quarterback. He's too short. Can he see over the line? And then you got Drew Brees, who is also very similar to Kyler's height, and we saw what he was able to do. I have no worries with Kyler's height. Genuinely, I don't.
I don't either. Honestly, I think this system is better for Kyler Murray. I mean, if you think about it, right, what we saw last year, or at least the past 4 years with Cliff Kingsbury, and it's very unfortunate that like we're here right now when when I really did hope that by year 3 we got rid of him, but okay, whatever, no worries. With this new system, we have so many different packages, so many different anticipated throws that, like with the bootlegs and the play actions, I think it helps out Kyler Murray a lot more instead of just being in shotgun and doing your best to see the field when you're always kind of playing in shotgun. I think it's going to help him out a lot better. And not just that, the run game is such a big focal point in this offense with James Conner that alleviates Kyler Murray from going out there and being a superstar. Like, you don't have to go out there and say, Kyler Murray saved the day because you got James Conner just wrecking in the backfield.
Gosh, dude, it's just night and day. You can hand the ball off, and James Conner's looking insane. So if he keeps playing like this with Kyler back at QB, oh my goodness, we are going to be dynamic. We see Dobbs on the read options. Kyler has that speed to take some of the plays that Josh Dobbs is making for touchdowns. There's a couple times where I'm like, Kyler would have house that, but great read by Dobbs. Like, I'm not discrediting Dobbs whatsoever. He's making play after play after play.
Yeah.
I love the way Dobbs is playing. I'm not discrediting him whatsoever, but Kyler just has elite speed. Will he have that coming off an ACL tear? I hope so. I really do. I really hope so. I hope he has the same dynamic feel, but there's times where I'm like, man, Kyler would have housed that. Like that read option to the left against Dallas. I feel like he would have smoked people.
Oh, yeah.
He's not trucking someone like Dobbs did. Dobbs ran someone over against the Giants and just boomsticked them.
Oh, for sure. No,
Kyler
definitely
Murray does bring dynamics that Josh Dobbs can't.
And then also the recent biasness. Let's go back to that. Because if you think about it, I think I mentioned this on my Aftermath video, which is a video I post every Monday, or at least whenever we have a game on Sunday. It's very apparent here that the Arizona Cardinals, yes, I believe that we have something to be excited about. I think we will match up well against the 49ers. Call me biased, whatever, I don't care. But the amount of points that we've scored in the first half compared to the second half is crazy. Like, we had 54 points in the first 3 games in the first half compared to 18. That needs to be fixed. And I think this number would be more of a talking point if we lost. Thank God we won. Thank God we beat the Dallas Cowboys, because if we didn't, that number right there would be something where I think Jonathan Gannon would be asked this time and time again. Like, what's the difference between the first half to the second half, right? Because although I believe that Josh Dobbs can win his games, there's still something there in the second half that for some reason our offense just goes kaput. And I don't get it. I don't understand what it is.
I have no clue, because if Michael Wilson doesn't get that catch, sheesh, I don't even know. And then Hollywood doesn't come down with that crazy catch for a touchdown. Yikes, dude. That
was a blown coverage too. Thank God for the Cowboys blowing a coverage, because Michael Wilson shouldn't have been open that open.
Not at all. So the fact that Josh Dobbs not only read that it was a blown coverage and had Michael Wilson wide open, and Michael Wilson comes down with that, thank the Lord. Because if he doesn't come down with that, who knows what that game looks like. It could have been another New York Giants where we choke a 15-point lead. Back-to-back 14+ point leads. That would have been stake to the heart, dude. I couldn't even imagine.
Our defense is also keeping us in these games too. Like,
Oh,
we
yeah,
also
for
gotta
sure.
acknowledge the elephant in the room here, where Josh Dobbs, yes, fantastic job, but in the Commanders game, we had so many opportunities
Yeah,
to
the defense.
get back in that game. So many opportunities. We couldn't do it. We scored 16 points in that game. And then the Giants, obviously, the offense was like 3 and out multiple times, which got our defense tired. And everything was working out for the Giants. And then those are the type of things that I look at in these first 2 games, the Commanders and the Giants, where I'm like, I think Kyler Murray wouldn't have allowed that to happen. Like, there's no way that the Cardinals, led by Kyler Murray, can only score 16 points, right?
Especially a healthy Kyler, there's no way.
And that's what I'm saying, too. There has to be something to be said about Kyler Murray coming back and exploding this offense a lot more than what we're seeing so far with Josh Dobbs. I think Josh Dobbs is the tip of what this offense can be. And it's still good. It's still a good tip. Don't get me wrong. This is good. I like it. But we can elevate it and get it better, better, and better.
Absolutely. And I can't wait to see it.
100%. All right, brother. Right now, we are sitting. If you do want to head out, that's completely fine. I know we said it's going to be a smaller, abbreviated version. I can take the next 5 minutes to answer some things in the chat, but I'll let you go, Mythic. Thank you so very much for joining me on this stream. I will see you tomorrow.
Absolutely, dude. Appreciate you for having me on. I know it was super short. I would have loved to stay longer, but I got to go.
Absolutely.
Sorry, y'all. Appreciate you for having me on, though. Peace, dude.
Later. All right, let's keep talking here. Let's continue to talk about this game. Obviously, I did say a little earlier, I wanted to make sure that we talked about this. And the biggest reason why is because when I posted the video earlier this morning, right, when I posted that video, there was so much traction, so much conversation going on pertaining to the idea of Dobbs should be the QB1 when Kyler Murray's, comes back, right? Now, this is something that we talked about a little earlier in the stream, where I ended up having this poll question, and I asked you guys in the YouTube world, right? I ended up asking you guys, who is QB1 when Kyler Murray comes back? 18%, ladies and gentlemen, 18%. Close to 20%. I guess not close, but 18% says that Kyler Murray should not be QB1 when he's healthy. And that's something where, obviously, I think there was something to talk about there, right? It's something to talk about because I haven't gave up on him. I do want to see what he can do. Now, if Kyler Murray does come back and he's not good, then obviously that's something to be said about maybe moving on, and bringing Dobbs in. But I think the opportunity to give to Kyler Murray has to be there. I do agree with the idea of no job is safe, 100%. I did hear, Jonathan Gannon said that as well, but I don't know, y'all. I don't know. I think this job is going to be for Kyler when he comes back. Let's take it to the questions here, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go for another about solid 2 to 3 minutes here. Let's answer some comments here in the chat. Let's see what you guys are saying. We got my guy saying, Deus, I'm so disappointed in you guys. Really? Really? Well, I'm actually very surprised, Deus, because honestly, me and Mythic, we support Josh Dobbs as much as you possibly can support Josh Dobbs, right? But with what we're dealing with right now is we're seeing a quarterback that is scraping this offense, right? And we know that it can be so much more, right? There's so much explosive plays. And Jonathan Gannon has said it himself. Jonathan Gannon has come out and said himself that there's been so much explosive plays left out on the field, right? There's been so many. And I think that is something that can be completed with our franchise quarterback in Kyler Murray. This is no hate to Josh Dobbs. I think he's done a very good job in terms of stepping in. And I apologize for ever, doubting him, because honestly, he has done great things for the Arizona Cardinals for these first 3 games. But obviously, if he wins against the 49ers, there might be a different tune to speak. So we'll see. We got my guy Highness saying, Kyler is our guy. I do agree with that. Day is saying not enough. All right. Miles says Gannon doesn't coach here without K1. Not giving K1 the QB role is ridiculous. And see, that's kind of where I'm at too, Miles. Honestly, I'm here too. And if you think about it, this is kind of where I'm coming from as well. Because the idea of you coming here because of a franchise quarterback and not at least giving him the opportunity to prove himself, that would say a lot, right? And that is to veterans, right? That is to other players out there that are kind of in the similar situation as Kyler Murray. You need to give him the opportunity. I think that's just kind of where it stands at. You need to give him the opportunity. If he fails and he falls flat in his face and he can't get a win, then obviously we'll dissect it there and we'll come up with hopefully a game plan where we can start continuing to win games here for the Cardinals. But we'll see. What's up, Bass? He says, I'm not sure if Dobbs or the new system, but we look like a real team against the Cowboys. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Um, this is something where I think the Arizona Cardinals have looked good this whole entire year. I think the Cardinals have looked a lot better this year than we have all of last year. In this 3-game sample size that we've seen from the Arizona Cardinals, we have looked so much better. We look grittier. We look tougher. We look held accountable. We look like we learned from our mistakes. We look like we're a hard-nosed hitting type of team. We look so much better in this small sample size that we've seen as a football team for these first 3 games. We are night and day better. We're no longer pretty boy football. That's for sure. We're no longer pretty boy football. And I think that's something that we should be proud of as Arizona Cardinal fans, right? Where we're no longer pretty boy football. We're a team that's going to get after it. We're going to try to tackle hard as much as we possibly can. We got a lot of young, talented players out there that are still trying to prove, but we got a lot of hungry people out there as well. So I agree with your statement, Bass. 100% agree with your statement. We look better. We look better. Let's see here. I love me some K1 too, but you stick with the winner until he is winning no more. I mean, that's fair. That's fair. Well, here's the thing, right? I think all of us, realistically, Kyler Murray guys, I guess you want to call him Kyler Murray guys, we all want Kyler Murray to come back versus the Bengals. It might not happen, right? It might not happen. The recency bias that we have going on right now is because we did come off a win versus the Cowboys, right? It's going to depend on what happens for the 49ers. If Joshua Dobbs beats the 49ers, woo, blood in the water. Let me just say that. Blood in the water if Joshua Dobbs comes out here and beats the 49ers. But it's something to be determined. We don't 100% know, right? Kyler Murray can still be removed off the PUP list this coming Monday and still be held off, right, against the Bengals, right? We don't know. It's going to be one of those things that Jonathan Gannon and his training staff is going to be the ones that have to make that decision. Somebody in the chat says, remember when Dobbs was arguing with his coach on the sideline or refusing to finish a playoff game? Oh, wait. Sheesh. A jab at Kyler. Woo. I mean, here's the thing. Let's see what Jonathan Gannon does, right? I guess that's going to be the most important thing. Let's see what Jonathan Gannon decides to do. Because if I was the quarterback, obviously I'm not, and I've never played quarterback a day of my life, but if Cliff Kingsbury was my coach, I probably wouldn't have been happy either. Let's be honest. If Cliff Kingsbury was my coach, probably wouldn't have been happy either. Just what it is, right? It's what it is. I do see where you guys are coming from in terms of the people that do not want Kyler Murray. Now, there's multiple reasons, right? There's either with the not coachable issue, don't like his demeanor, don't like Grumpy Cat, that you want to stick with the hot hand, right? There's multiple different reasons why Kyler Murray or people don't want Kyler Murray here. I think he does deserve a few games to prove what he can do. It's just personally. Let's see what Mike says. Mike says, look at it in that perspective. Is clownish. K1 was thrown out to the Wolves since rookie year and was expected to win. His coaching at the time was a doofus. And that's what I'm saying. Mike, see, the two Mikes are thinking exactly the same thing, right? If Cliff Kingsbury was your head coach, let's be honest. Let's call a spade a spade. Cliff Kingsbury had he shouldn't have been a coach for as long as he was. He shouldn't have gotten an extension. Neither should have Keim, but that's obviously a different topic for a different day. He shouldn't have been the coach for as long as he should have. I wanted him gone the moment we got completely blown out in after the playoff game. I wanted him gone. I wanted us to start looking for a new coach. Now, obviously, hindsight is 2020. We got Jonathan Gannon, and I love Jonathan Gannon, so I guess we needed to go through that bumps and bruises of that terrible year, right? So, because if we didn't, we wouldn't have landed Jonathan Gannon. So I like what he's done so far. With what Jonathan Gannon has said about Kyler Murray, for the new people that has joined, this is the most recent comments of what Jonathan Gannon has said about the return of Kyler Murray. Let's dive into it.
Why not activate Kyler off the pup on Monday when he's available?
Why would I tell you that, Bob? Come on, Bob. I was kind of joking, but I'm not going to tell you. No, we will activate him when he's ready to go practice. That's what we'll do.
So there's something in me. I truly feel like he's going to be removed, and that's just an opinion. I think he's going to be removed off the Pew list. Is he going to play week 5? Probably not. Right? Probably not play week 5. He's going to practice. He's going to have to learn the playbooks in terms of the chemistry down with these wide receivers, tight ends, running backs. He's going to need to learn all this different stuff. So I think he will be removed, and that's just a personal opinion. I got no inside sources. I don't know anything. It's just my personal. I think he's going to be removed. I just don't think he's going to play week 5. If he does, great. Hallelujah. Let's get this started. But we'll see. Right. We'll see what happens. We got my guy Ryan says, I am genuinely concerned that some of our fan base is convinced that Josh Dobbs could ever replace Murray. Murray is an elite quarterback. He's just good. That's kind of where I'm at too. And that's the thing that we talked about a little earlier when Mythic was on, right? It's the recency bias, right? We're still riding that high. We're still riding the Cowboys high. And I get it. It's such a fantastic win, right? I'm right there with you guys. It's such a fantastic win. I get it. But we got to really look at this as a whole. Is Joshua Dobbs truly better than Kyler Murray? Like, that's what we really got to establish, right? And we're going to find out this year, right? We're going to find out this year. I think Kyler Murray deserves an opportunity to come out here and show what he can do in a Drew Petzing's offense. Just a personal opinion, but I do agree with you. It's all about the recency bias, man. It's what it is. So we will see. Just another reminder, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to do a small abbreviated podcast today. We ended up having Mythic drop off here about 8 minutes ago. I wanted to take some time to read some comments and obviously chop it up with you guys as well because of the video I posted earlier today. It just got so much traction. I wanted to make sure that, we all kind of jumped on here and get our opinions on. If you guys haven't already liked this video, do me a favor, smack the like button on this video. It does great for the algorithm. It tells other Cardinal fans out there that are lonely, that doesn't know this channel exists. It lets them know that the channel exists. So subscribe it up if this is your first time here. And yeah, let's go ahead and shut this down. Another reminder, we will be going live on Mythic's YouTube channel tomorrow at 8 p.m. If you don't have his channel, it is in my description here below. His tag is down there. So ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you guys for tuning in. As always, have a great rest of your day. It's been an absolute pleasure speaking to everybody. Hope you guys have a great rest of your Wednesday. Have a great rest of your day. Go Cards.